Hey guys, today we are going to take a quick look at the PC version of Resident Evil 3 Remake. Honestly, I didn't expect that Capcom will release it so fast after Resident Evil 2, and I'm currently still busy finishing my second run with Leon, so I'll try to keep this video short and get straight to the point. As expected, Resident Evil 3 performs more or less the same as the previous game in this franchise. Performance still heavily relies on resolution. Even with minimal graphical settings and interlaced rendering, I couldn't reach 144 FPS at 4K resolution on my hardware. Lowering down resolution to 4040p allowed me to reach 144 FPS, but only with interlaced render option. On normal rendering and high quality preset, I was getting 120 FPS average. However, I strongly advise you against using interlaced render, because in my case it caused graphical glitches like textures flickering that you can see right now. So overall recommendations remain the same as for Resident Evil 2 Remake. If you need to gain a few more FPS, try enabling shadow cage, set volumetric lighting to medium and lower down resolution. There is no real point in trying to push the high frame rate in this game, so personally I will aim for a 60 FPS target. Since the engine remained the same, it also has the same old issues that weren't fixed. Screen space reflections are still occasionally glitching in some places, regardless of DirectX version and rendering options. Zombies' animations at long distances are still locked at 30 FPS. But the most surprising thing about Resident Evil 3 is that I've played it just for an hour and I've already discovered a bunch of game-breaking bugs. The most common issue that I've experienced is that interaction scripts suddenly stop working. I just couldn't pick any items or even open doors, and loading to the last checkpoint didn't help, so every time this bug occurred I had to restart the game. Thankfully, loading times on SSD are still almost instant, but I've played Resident Evil 2 twice and never experienced anything like that. Maybe outsourcing the game to another studio was not the best idea after all. Well, as for the game itself, there's a few noticeable changes compared to the Resident Evil 2. You will notice them right from the start, because instead of a usual in-game cutscene, this time Capcom made a live-action intro. The game starts with this first-person sequence that was teased in trailers, and I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of details in Jill's apartment. By the way, don't forget to take a closer look at the TV. Ooh, creepy. But once the Nemesis appeared, I began to have second thoughts about the whole scene. The game feels a lot more scripted and linear than the previous remake. I would even say it feels more like Resident Evil 6, which is definitely not what I expected to see. I mean, come on, quick time events in cutscenes, are you serious? From what I've seen so far, Resident Evil 3 is a lot more fast-paced than the previous game, for better or worse. Well, I still need to play it for more, so I'll keep my final judgment about those changes until I complete the game. So basically, right now I don't even know what to think about this remake. Honestly, I would rather finish Resident Evil 2 than continue playing this game, because broken scripts and other technical issues are kinda ruining my experience. From what it looks so far, it's not a bad game, it's just not as good as I expected. I would recommend you to wait for patches or even for sale, because in its current state, Resident Evil 3 might disappoint you. And if you still haven't bought it yet, I guess you can wait for a little longer before buying it. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again on my YouTube channel.